Aren't my lovely assistants doing a fabulous job? Give them a hand. And before I bring up our last recipient, I just wanted to say one more thing. I work at a local middle school, and all I can say is I see these children walk past me every day, heading in off to their world of learning. And if it wasn't for these ladies and gentlemen before us today and all the people that are like them, these children would not have the opportunity to go into class and to study, to become whatever it is they would like to try to be. And so I thank you for them, because they do not know who to thank, because they go on in safety and with a confidence that the sky's the limit because of our country, but our country is not what it is without our service personnel and their families for the sacrifice they've made for us. Thank you all for that. Okay, our last gentleman is a man of few words. Not. So, Mickey, could you please approach the podium?
Man of few words, huh?
And with great honor, I'm going to introduce Mr. Mickey Ganitch. I'm getting better. Now, I will talk a little bit, but all I can tell you is that when I received Mickey's bio information, it was about almost 3 pages long. He's a little active gentleman, and he's got a whole lot of energy. But let me tell you a little bit about what I know about him. He was born November 18th, 19 in Amador, Ohio. I have relatives in there. He moved to California in 1939 and then joined the U.S. Navy on the 21st of January 1941. Went to boot camp and signalman school at San Diego. Now, isn't that the one with the flags? Quartermaster and signalman. Joined the USS Pennsylvania at Pearl Harbor on August 15, 1941. He was a member of the ship's football team. What was your position?
Running guard.
Running guard. The ship was due to play the USS Arizona on December 7th, 1941 at 1 o'clock for the Fleet Championship. Since the ship was in dry dock for repairs, they had to don their football uniforms before leaving the ship. And at 8 o'clock for practice scrimmage. At 7:55, when the first attack by the Japanese hit Pearl Harbor, general quarters was sounded throughout the ship. Hearing the alarm, I hear you report to battle station immediately in whatever you are wearing. He was wearing, so he had to go to his battle station, which was the crow's nest of the main mast. And in that, he was in his football uniform, minus cleats and helmet. The shoulder pads made it difficult to get through the trap door. And then one 500-pound bomb hit the ship during their second air attack. They were used as fire support for all the major invasions of the North Pacific, except for Okinawa and Iwo Jima. At that time, they were being re-outfitted for new guns, bigger ones. August 6th and 9th of 1945, 2 atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima. And August 12th, 1945, the USS Pennsylvania was hit by a torpedo at Okinawa. Struck in the rear of the ship, and he lost 20 of his 26 quartermasters that day. The ship was used for atomic bomb tests at Bikini Atoll. Where did the name Bikini come from?
Who knows?
I think he knows, but he's not. Tell him. So he returned to his ship after the test, and he was in charge of the animals that had been placed for observations for the effects on the animals. He re-enlisted in 1947, served aboard the USS Katmai, an ammunition ship from 48 to 54. And his last part of service was recruiting duty in Oakland, California, from 1960 until about 1963, when he retired from the Navy. He retired as a senior chief quartermaster. He's currently serving as a Pearl Harbor Survivors past treasurer, past chapter secretary, and editor of the monthly newsletter. And he's probably one of the main contributors of articles, correct? Yes, okay. The chaplain for the Fleet Reserve Association, the VFW, the American Legion, and his Masonic Lodge in Orinda. And I can be very proud of this guy because I belong to the Order of the Eastern Star, where we meet in Orinda. And it's just funny that our paths have not crossed very much in our duties for our respective organizations. But I know a lot of the gentlemen that you serve with you. Presently, he's the VA volunteer driver and other duties, or 7,000 volunteer hours for the VA. He's had 49 years of service in his church as a head usher, and he's been married 51 years to the beautiful lady over here, Barbara. We have 4 daughters, 13 grandchildren, 18 great-great-grandchildren, and 8 great-greats.
That was a child bride.
He was a child bride. Barbara, is there anything you'd like to say about this young man before we give him the microphone? Okay. There is a time limit, he is aware, but he actually has a display over in Building O that you've got to go see and visit. But Vicki, I'm going to give the microphone over to you. If you could just say a little bit about your service, and I'd like to thank you on behalf of Amador Valley Quilters, the children of of my school, and your community for all the incredible service. Because once you left the service, you didn't quit serving. You just switched it to the community. From protecting the community to serving. Thank you.
I joined the Navy because everybody going in the drafted was going in the Army. I wanted a dry place to sleep, warm food there, and I figured stay out of the Army or Marines there because maybe you'll sleep outside, maybe you won't there. So that's why I joined the Navy. But I did join the Navy at the Navy Recruiting Office and Post Office in Oakland, January 21st, 1941. I ended up my Navy career in Navy Recruiting Office and Post Office, Oakland, October 10th of 1963. Same place I started, same place I ended. But I spent 23 years in the service there. The one steady enough work, so I gave it up after 23 years. But I enjoy talking to the people. I got help so many times there while I was in the service there. So I dedicated myself to take care of veterans whatever I can. Right now I'm the adjutant treasurer for disabled American veterans in Oakland there. I talk to many schools, clubs, elementary, high schools, colleges there. I talk about Pearl Harbor because they learned very little in the history books about Pearl Harbor and what happened. Unfortunately there, well, yeah, I guess it'd be fortunate that 500-pound bomb missed me by about 45 feet there at Pearl Harbor. Armor-piercing bomb missed me that much there. It went through two decks and exploded. It shook me, but it did not hurt me there. We got torpedoed the night before the Japanese asked for peace at Okinawa. We're fighting to stay afloat. Well, they're signing the peace treaty in Tokyo Bay on board the USS Missouri. I'm proud that I served my country. In fact, I tried to re-enlist again when I was over 60 years old there because they wanted somebody my rate there, but evidently they found somebody a little bit less age in me, let's put it that way. But I enjoy talking to people. Right now, you already mentioned I'm chaplain in the American Legion, the Veteran of Foreign Wars, the Masons, and the Fleet Reserve Association. Being adjutant treasurer for disabled American veterans. I talk to many schools. I'm proud that I serve my country. this is the best country there is, for better, for worse. So they don't like this country, I'll help them move to another country.
Thank you, Mickey. Pardon me. It is with great pride and pleasure that on behalf of the Amador Valley Quilters we present is your Quilts of Valor. Also the back ladies, show them the back. Little bit of nautical. This gentleman just cannot stop. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just told me that this is his 5th year of volunteering here at the fair. Like I said, Barbara, how do you keep up with him? I'm tired just listening to it. Mickey, here you go.
My ship was used for fire support for the very invasions. The only invasions my ship was in on was Attu, Kiska, Macon, Kwajalein, and Wetak, Palau, Saipan, Guam, and Philippines. That's the only invasions my ship was in for fire support. Not shooting at enemy ships, we're shooting at enemy troops on it.
Thank you, Mickey. Now before we invite our young men to take the flags, I would just like something real quick for everyone. You can go sit down. We'll let you for now.